Okay, kidlets, who's watching Alone on History Channel? I am. If you haven't seen the show, here's the gist of it. 10 people are taken to the northern area of Vancouver Island, which is what I live on. I live on the south. This is what it looks like. In the north, it's a lot more treey and a lot more wild animals. They take them all to separate places around northern Vancouver Island, drop them off with a selective bit of kit, so saws and tarps and that sort of thing. I think they have some survival food that's good for 3,000 calories, just in case they get into trouble. An emergency radio and camera equipment, and they have to document their adventure. Whoever lasts the longest, whoever is picked up last, wins $500,000. Last night, 4 people were shown. One Dalton, ex-Army. One Tracy. Tracy is also ex-Army and also ex-police. Larry, I don't know what Larry is. Some woman from Alaska. They get there. The first thing they do, they're all very excited. They're on the show. Yay! Documenting their first, initial landing. First girl, the one from Alaska. I don't remember her name. It's not really important. I don't even know if she's going to last. She jumps off of the float plane. When the float plane comes into shore, she jumps off of it, but instead of going to the very end, she jumps off the side, jumps into deeper water, fills up her boots with water, and she is very concerned about that. In fact, she won't stop talking about it through most of the show. I just can't, I just got my boots wet, they're never going to dry out, not in 10 days. Whatever your name is from Alaska, if you will build a fire, your boots will dry out. So focus on that. Don't focus on all the things that are going wrong. Focus on what you can do. Larry, I don't know what Larry does. I really don't know what Larry does. I know he shaved his beard off for the show as some sort of rite of passage, mid-life crisis sort of thing. I don't know. He lands on the beach, and it's a rather hilly portion of the beach, and so he doesn't want to camp down low near the beach. He wants to be on a flatter section. Anyways, he spends about 5,000 calories climbing up the mountain looking for a better place to build a shelter. Doesn't find it, ends up camping down close to the beach and not getting a fire going. Larry was rattled. I'm hoping Larry will calm down a little bit, make a fire, and start getting his bearings. Tracy, I guess she's kind of middle-aged woman. Bigger girl, 275, she said. She's former military, former police force. She said one of the reasons that she was there was to kind of work through many of the things that she's seen in her life. She's seen a lot of, obviously, nasty things. If you've been in the military or if you're a police officer, you see horrible, horrible things that most people don't have to witness. So she's obviously carrying a bit of burden, and she talks like this Alone show is going to help her kind of work through that. At first, I had dismissed her, like right off the bat, because I'm a judgmental person, and being military doesn't mean anything, and we've seen that in the shows before. Yeah, I've seen the Special Forces guy from last year didn't last long at all because it's not what he's accustomed to doing. So I was like, okay, she's done. But, however, she was the best one out of the 4. At the end of the show, she had her shelter built, and it was a good shelter, like a little lean-to, with her tarp being wrapping underneath her bedding and everything. For a temporary shelter, it was fine. She had a fire going. She was bedded down, and the bears that were just, probably 20 yards away from her camp, who had come to see, who's in their turf, and they're out there grunting away, and she's like, sounds like I've got visitors. Super calm about it. It's like, get out of here, bears. And obviously next episode the bears are going to get closer because they preview it and they show her holding an air horn and setting it off. So the bears get closer. However, for that show, she was the best one. Dalton, also former military. Dalton. They show each contestant at home getting ready for the show, and Dalton was, talking about his experience, 8 years of Army experience. It was the best time ever. He was over in Iraq, and I think he might have done Afghanistan. I don't know, but talking it up. And whenever I see people talking it up about how well they're going to do, and yeah, if those bears come, they better call somebody to help that bear, that sort of thing, I just know that you're probably not going to see good things from that person, that sort of overconfidence. Because these people have no idea, and even watching the show, you still don't have any idea of just how remote they are going to be, how thick the brush is, how wet, how cold, windy. It is a harsh environment, which is why they chose it. Dalton ends up finding some bear poop, and right off the bat, this rattles Dalton. He's like, that is bear scat. Oh, there are bear in this area. Okay, well, yeah, you're out in the woods, Dalton. You've seen the show. You know there's bears and cougars and wolves in these woods. And then he steps in some fresh stuff, and he's convinced that it's 20 minutes old. It's probably like a day old. Maybe it's half a day, but I got to get out of here. And then he starts moving around, trying to get away from... Well, the bear... You can walk 200 yards. You're not getting away from the bear. They know you're there. Anyways, at this point, yep, you've got a diesel truck. At this point, I know Dalton is not going to do well. And Dalton did do well. He had checked out, and he basically checked out emotionally and intellectually and spiritually and every other Lee that there is. He checked out because of this bear situation. The next thing you know, he's sitting on the rock, and here comes the boat, because he called the boat. Come and get him. You have an emergency radio. That's all you can use it for, is to call and say, I want help. So Dalton lasted all of 6 hours. He didn't even get into the evening. The precipitation right now is unacceptable. So that's my take on the first episode. I really love the show. If you haven't seen it before, go to History Channel. They have all of last season's episodes. Watch them back to back to back to back, which is the way I like to watch them. In fact, if I didn't have to worry about spoilers from people at work, I would just record the first 6 episodes so I can watch them one after another. I hate waiting a week. Hey, I'm vlogging here. Thanks for riding with me and listening to me talk about my nerdy TV show that I really like. It's really awesome. I hope you like it too.
If I had been Cotton Eye Joe, I'd be married long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?